Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back, everybody.
Amanda, you are coming off a few days removed from your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
In a very strange way, it was really incredible to see people come out for me and all my friends that I have collected over the years who mostly live locally come out and celebrate me and celebrate each other, because lots of us have been friends for years, if not decades. But in a really weird way, but every once in a while I was like, I wonder who would show up to my funeral. And this is pre-diagnosis. But just maybe once a year or once every couple of years, I would think something like that. I wonder who would go, or what people would say, or just kind of anything in that regard. And I've got to see it. And all of my friends who either know each other really well or know each other just meeting for the first time, and everyone gets along in my group anyway, but it was really kind of neat to sit back and watch it unfold. And the people, I was so thankful my entire family was there, which hasn't happened since, oh my gosh, all of us, probably 25 years.
For your birthday?
Yeah, a long time. So it was a really beautiful experience. And I was joking around that this is my last birthday, and but the reason why I say that is you don't know what's going to happen. I'm not talking about some terminal diagnosis, but what I'm saying is it could be your last birthday, and to really celebrate it and celebrate the connections that you make during your lifetime. And it was just a really beautiful experience.
I think that's one thing that's really extraordinary about you, is you allow yourself to be celebrated.
Yeah. And
you can go and seek out the answer to that question, who would show up to my funeral. I've often wondered that, and I know there'd probably be some people who would show up, and I have never allowed myself to take the risk to experience that for a birthday. I think it's been probably, I'd have to really think about it, but probably close to 15 years at least since the last time I let anybody really be present and celebrate my birthday, or more than one person. So I think that's really wonderful and incredible you do that. And as much as I appreciate the joking, this is my last birthday, and I also am not a fan of it, but since it's a joke, I get it. And I think though the message is so sound in that, my goodness, what would it be like if we all just treated each day with such almost reverence, in the sense of gosh, this really could be it. The next time that you're hanging out with a friend, a family member, and just a casual acquaintance, whatever that is, and really just slow down and appreciate, gosh, what if this was it? Am I saying everything I want to say? Am I being as present as I'd like to be? Am I letting them know how much I appreciate them and how much I care about them? I think there's one of the big tragedies of life is how many things we leave unsaid because we just assume that we'll have tomorrow. And one thing I've observed with you since this diagnosis is you do make that extra effort to tell everybody, I love you. And it's not that you were always a loving person, but you make that extra effort now to make sure everybody knows that you love them. Even if you just told them that you love them, you'll right. Tell them again. And I think that's a really incredible thing. And I think it's also I think it's such a beautiful model of what it can look like to live life in a more meaningful and purposeful way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, obviously I hope this is not my last birthday, but
Me too.
I think there's something to be said about like every year saying, it's your last birthday, or making sure just really making sure you're present, especially, or present to those who like show up for you. I know one of the last videos, I think it was the last video, was to just be present when people are around. And I don't know. It was I don't know how to explain it. It was a giant love fest.
I think that explains it well. I think that there's something magical that happens when you put your phone down.
Yes.
You place your attention in the moment.
Yeah.
And you just allow yourself to really, really soak in what people are saying.
Yeah.
And not only what they're saying, but what that means to you too. We had a conversation the next day. I was asking Amanda, what are some of her favorite conversations she had? What were some of the most memorable moments of her birthday? And it was really neat to hear you talk about specific conversations you have with specific people and how much they meant to you. And the thing is that sentiment's always been there between you and those people. It's just maybe they didn't feel they ever needed to say it, or you never allowed yourself to really receive it.
Yeah.
And now that those kind of things converge on one another, and it ends up being this really beautiful moment probably for all of you.
Yeah.
Moving on, you've started your next round of chemo. So you're on day 3 of 5. How is this round going for you?
Well, I decided to finally listen to Jesse about how I can potentially do this round better, even though I know it was gonna come at a higher dose. Well, if anyone has seen probably one of the original videos about being constipated, I am terrified of being constipated now, like to a fault. And so I had a little bit of constipation last time. I was like, okay, we have to figure this out next time, because I really just don't want to feel sick. And so we upped the fiber a couple days before. I started taking this thing called Senna something that is supposed to help with like bowel movements, drinking a lot more water. And I've gone to the bathroom every time.
And you had a big one today too, didn't you?
Yes. Huge.
I
was very proud of that one.
It was a substantial release for you, and you celebrated it. I even heard you in the other room saying, "Holy smokes!"
Because the thing right now,
this is our day-to-day life. We
there's no romance anymore.
We're
it's
celebrating
just like,
bowel movements, and both individually and collectively.
But
I have to ask you a question while you're thinking of whatever it is you're going to say. Do you feel like there might be some value going forward in implementing some of the other suggestions I have suggested to you? Which ones specifically? Maybe name 2 of them.
Being better about meditation, and probably more strength training than I should be doing, or than I have been doing.
Okay, well, let's leave it at that.
I don't even remember what the original question was.
We were talking about the size of your shit.
No, Jesse, no, we can't. But no, that it felt really good because
I bet it did.
Stop it. Because I feel so toxic and I feel so gross. Like I feel there's like almost like this, the only way I can describe it is like this little lingering cloud of nausea and when you're not able to like pass a bowel within like a day or 2, it gets even a lot more uncomfortable. Yes, Jesse. And so it felt, this time around, I'm like, it feels really good. I still feel like the nausea is is stronger, but I just have been able to deal with it. I kind of knew what to expect a little bit more this time around, so experience was helpful. And just knowing that, I didn't know I was so motion sickness, like in a car, because I don't think I really got in a car last time. And then we had some friends that were hanging out, and I had to not go to dinner because we got in the car and I started to get very sick.
Yeah, we'd have to test that one out again, because I think that's just, there's other variables at play we'd have to see, but that could very well be it.
Yeah.
You know, it could just be taking it in from that. But I think you are on a stronger dose now, and you've been willing to test some new things, and because of that, you got some different results.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that we've talked about before. We can't expect things to be different if we're not willing to try these other things.
Yeah.
And where I'm really proud of you is last time you just would not budge, and this one you were willing to graciously throw me a bone and humor some of the things I've been begging for, and because of that, you got to have a different experience, and you've seemed, I can tell there's a discomfort, but the nausea, before you could see the nausea in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it's not that. You can see there's some discomfort, but it's manageable. You're laughing more. You seem to have a little bit more energy, except for today. I know you're tired. And I'll make this plug. For those of you who are out there in a similar dynamic as Amanda and I, you're watching this, and you just really want to resist what your partner's trying to suggest you because you just feel like...
Because they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know better than
you. You just need to be right at this time for
Yeah.
whatever reason. They probably really, really do love you, and they probably really, really, really desperately want to help you, and you just test it out a little bit and see what happens, and maybe you, like Amanda today, will make some massive magic in your life. Amanda, do you have anything else you'd like to add to this video?
One of the things that I truly feel like I've always kind of understood, but I didn't really get it until recently, as in my birthday, is how important time is, in the sense of who you spend time with, making sure if it's someone you really care about, getting to see them as often as you can. Also spending time with yourself, and I've really realized that time is absolutely the most precious thing that you have, and it's not guaranteed. None of us are guaranteed any more time than essentially watching this video. So that's something that I really learned and deeply understood over this past couple days.
Good. I think it's a question we all can ask is, what do we want to do with the time we have left?
Yes.
We'll talk more about that next time.
Yes.
All right, everybody. As always, thank you so much for watching. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so grateful for you to be on the journey with us. I know this one was a little bit longer than we usually have them. So thank you for investing some of your time with us. And we were to take this message that Amanda's saying and really embrace it. How are you going to spend your next moments? And we encourage you to take from this and do something to make them a little extra meaningful. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
This is a gift that I got from somebody, and it's funny that it's right here and then right here.